Hello guys, and welcome back to my XRP Coin News channel. According to this video, it appears that Charles Hoskinson's forecast that the Ripple SEC issue would be resolved today was incorrect. Whether Charles Hoskinson intended to intentionally mislead the XRP community, I want to analyze why he made this forecast. We learned some really intriguing facts from an AMA he participated in yesterday night, during which he discussed this settlement projection. And gentlemen, I think it will reveal a lot about Charles Hoskinson's motivations for making this forecast. I also want to discuss some recent library case news that is incredibly bullish, and I am aware of your thoughts. I believe that case to be closed. I felt the SEC came out on top. Guys, John D is always a possibility in the US. John D appears to be actively participating in this investigation. Guys, I'm about to show you some incredibly bullish developments in that case. Guys, this is the kind of thing that would make Bitcoin go maxi absolutely insane, so make sure to watch the entire video to catch that. In this video, I want to discuss Charles Hoskinson's forecast that the Ripple SEC lawsuit would be resolved today. Guys, it's clear that we never received that compensation. Unfortunately, I only want to discuss Charles' reasoning for making this prediction and whether or not he intended to deceive the XRP community by doing so. Guys, let me start by saying that Charles claimed to have learned that a settlement will be reached today from a source who was extremely deep within his legal network, and he asserted that he expected to be the one to know whether a settlement had been reached. I can see Charles' reasoning, albeit it doesn't really tell us whether or not the story was accurate. Of course, Charles might have made that up from scratch. He might have been stating this to attempt to rile up the XRP community and get them enthusiastic about a settlement, simply to make sure that it never actually happened. Guys, I'm going to show you a Twitter place where Charles Hoskinson was last night in reality, and I believe it will provide significant insight into Charles' motivations for spreading this rumor, regardless of whether he was acting seriously. I believe this will shock you all and cast a whole new light on the situation. So pay special attention to this. Recently mentioned that they had already spent over $100 million on the litigation. Given the ecosystem's size, scope, and decentralization, as well as the fact that it would continue to function even if Ripple went out of business, the protocol would still be in use and have tens of billions of dollars worth of potential value. I don't think it's a security, and I believe that the SEC will ultimately lose the case because, in my opinion, it only serves to demonstrate that Charles didn't intend any wrongdoing. He may have truly believed that a settlement had been made. I think someone in his legal network simply misspoke. If Charles truly wanted to retaliate against the XRP community, he wouldn't be saying things like these. As we all know, the easiest way to really enrage the XRP community would be for him to spread the rumor that he considered XRP to be a security. That never took place. It appears that Charles had truly anticipated a settlement. Unfortunately, it seems to have never materialized and will never happen. Charles is correct, I believe, though. It's not really a big problem, in my opinion. In my opinion, Ripple is by far on the legal side of things in this situation. They should prevail at summary judgment, in my opinion. In order to exit this situation with any chance of passing it off as a minor victory, the SEC is really the party that has to be considering a settlement. Having said that, though, folks, the SEC is currently suffering a very intriguing loss to the library. Very intriguing loss for the library right now, people. Many individuals believed that this case had been resolved. It was widely regarded as a huge victory for the library, and the security of the library involves it snooping around everywhere. Guys, I want to show you that the SEC is currently having severe difficulties with this issue. Guys, John D is truly driving the effort to retaliate against the SEC. I simply want to make sure you all understand that this isn't only about libraries before we continue. Actually, this might also be relevant to the Ripple SEC case. You will want to hear this because John D recently filed a motion in this matter on behalf of Naomi Brockwell, a woman who really filed an amicus brief supporting a library in its fight against sexy. The main problem with this is that secondary sales were never mentioned when the judge ruled that the SEC had defeated the library in their case. Guys, I've actually been calling this out from the beginning, but I didn't think anything could be done about it. Yes, organ maintenance. If the library becomes a complete Does Inc. it will cease to exist as a library and instead become a company. The decision must be made by the judge. In my opinion, the LBC sold by library is not the same as the LBC now available on the secondary market, to be recorded as a securities exchange involving the Albany firm. Since the library company will be shutting down while LBC will continue to trade, LBC cannot be the security. Significantly, this ruling disproves the notion that the token is the security at issue in the Ripple SEC case. It's possible that Ripple broke the law when selling XRP. I've never tried to dispute the idea that Ripple engaged in this practice. There is no way to defend such a claim. It's up to the judge to make a decision. But that doesn't make XRP a security in any way, shape, or form. That is illogical and should not be accepted. Whatever I want to do with XRP is fine by me. In spite of the fact that the wave has apparently disappeared for good today, nothing about this alters the reality that XRP is a commodity. It's independent of the Ripple firm and their X token. Security status is inapplicable to XRP. The even better news is that Ripple's finances and library have greatly improved as a result of this. That would mean Ripple could settle its debt to the SEC for all the XRP tokens it illegally sold by simply making a payment in full. It's possible that Ripple is all right. It would show that the XRP cryptocurrency is not a security risk for Ripple, allowing the company to continue operating normally. This indicates that Ripple might still win their case against the SEC even in the worst-case situation. That's because even if the SEC punished Ripple, the company would be fine. Going forward, they'd know exactly where they stand with XRP, and the SEC would only have authority over XRP sales if and when Ripple used them to raise capital. Guys, possibility of future sales leading to financial gain. To God, I pray you realize how crucial this is. Many had written off the library versus SEC case as a devastating setback for crypto, but this proves a crucial point. Maybe library should have reported sales of their love potion to the SEC. Now they're in for a huge loss that was entirely avoidable. They shouldn't be penalized for this, yet that's what has happened. But if we can show that the token itself is not a security, then this is great news for the entire cryptocurrency industry. This is something we've been emphasizing from the beginning. XRP holders can breathe easier knowing that their token is not a security. Furthermore, I am much more pleased than John D., who is the one advocating for this to be established. To my knowledge, not everyone is aware of this. And guys, this just proves XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these currencies are decentralized like libraries. Satoshi has written this, maximum. He talks a lot about Bitcoin as though Satoshi had only ever envisioned Bitcoin. There really nothing else going on here, guys. Satoshi said this in 2009, and it has become an iconic remark. It's intriguing that Ripple is the only alternative system that does anything with trust besides relying on one central server. Guys, even Satoshi anticipated that competing projects would emerge, ones that would avoid centralization and, therefore, avoid being classified as a security. We just need legislation spelling this out explicitly so we know it's true. And dudes, whether we get that in advance from libraries really receiving the classification that the token itself is not a security, or whether we get that because Ripple beat the SEC, it's still a win. Guys, I'm afraid we're going to have to wait and see. However, it appears that justice will be served in court. The SEC arguments appear to be completely baseless. And dudes, I believe we are more closer to that reality than many people realize. To be alerted immediately whenever a video is published on XRP News, please remember to hit the subscribe and notify buttons. You may see our other XRP history videos. In the meantime, you may catch us in the video below. See you out later. Bye.